How is it going today, baby whales and mini dolphins and tiny little minnows? Did you guys catch yourselves a lot of seal? I hope you guys did, because we're going to summarize everything that happened in this specific structure. It is now, what's the date? Is it January or December? Ha! Just kidding, guys. It's February the 11th right now. It's 8 p.m. It's 2018, just to be clear for the people like me that have no idea what year it is, because age and numbers are just nothing but a number, right, guys? So let's get into this. Man, yesterday was so awesome, right, guys? I made yesterday. Okay, for the people that are not following me on Twitter, you guys gotta follow me on Twitter, okay? Especially if you're a day trader, because I called out this entire scenario yesterday, literally to the dollar, and we bounced off of it, right? So I'm super happy that you guys all got in on this play. And today as well, I called this pretty much entire structure, like everything going on over here as well, which was awesome. So when I say call, what I more so mean is I tweet my thoughts and I rationalize it out. That is very unbiased, and I present I present arguments, right? I present theory from a scientific approach where we have to debate and think about it. And what we try to do is look for signs that points in one direction more than another direction. Does that make sense so far? I really hope that it makes sense. So don't think of it as a buy and sell signal. Think of it as I'm trying to rationalize out loud by giving you guys different perspectives as well. And that's what we should be doing as a trader, in my opinion. As a trader, we have to make sure that we logically think through it through a very systematic type of approach. So let's get into this and review yesterday. And the reason why we need to review every time a big play happens is because it allows us to have routine and discipline, and more importantly, it lets us learn from our successes and it lets us learn from our mistakes. So this is it's so crucial to the development of your skills. So I would appreciate if you guys watch these videos and try to let me help you rationalize through these things by offering different perspectives. Now, I'm not saying in the least that I know more than you guys or I'm a better trader in any way. I'm pretty sure that we're all on different levels in terms of progression and learning and the learning curve, etc., right? So what we want to do is surround ourselves by good information. I'm not saying mine is good, but just generally speaking, surround yourselves with a positive environment, surround yourself with like-minded people that offer good information, right? Like very good arguments that can help you develop your critical thinking skills. Because that's what it all comes down to. It comes down to being able to critically think and solve puzzles. I've emphasized many, many times that, to me, this is nothing but a puzzle, right? I try to solve these puzzles and they are super interesting to me, and I will spend hours, days trying to solve a puzzle, and then when it's finally solved, you guys see what happens, right? We all make good money, right? We all come up with a good consensus. We come up with a theory that holds true, and we disprove all the other things that we think were true, but they're not because we disproved it, right? So make sure you guys upvote this on Steemit if you support the material. I will never ever ask you guys for anything in return in terms of you know, a paid group or anything like that. Not to say that I'm bashing on anyone. Don't take it the wrong way, okay? I respect so many analysts out there, and we have to respect their time as well. Sometimes what a paid group or any paid subscription can offer is much more than I can offer. For example, a live chat room, right? They'll have a live chat room where you can have question and answers, or you might get a service such as, you know, when things are oversold, when things are overbought, right? So a paid service has its benefits, definitely. So don't get me wrong at all that I'm not knocking on anyone. And who knows, maybe a paid structure or a group can also offer more structure. So what I offer is not really a lot of structure, right? I just got a bunch of tutorials, and I want people to go over it on their own time. But of course, people learn differently, and because we all have a different learning method, and sometimes things works better for us and not better for other people, we have to consider these things as well. So I hope you guys know that I respect every trader, every style, every analyst, regardless of if they're doing something different than me or not. We just have to make sure that this respect and positivity is always carried through in this type of community. So don't get me wrong, but I'm letting you guys know that if you guys ever see, you know, every day, I kid you guys not, that I block about five people that are imposters, right? They try to create a profile of me, for example, on Twitter, right? And they're trying to get people to, they're trying to fraudulently take advantage of you guys, right? They're trying to get you guys to join some sort of paid group, and they're just impersonating me. So make sure that you guys know very well that if you ever see me ask you guys to join some sort of paid group, that it is not me, okay? Because I want to stay very firm on that I'm not looking to make an income off of you guys. I do very well trading already, and I'm also very comfortable financially where I am already. I'm at the point in my life where I don't care about making money off of you guys, okay? When we're talking about a lunch or a beer donated, that is a different story. But in terms of getting a subscription from you guys, nah, not interested, okay? So please know when these guys are impersonating me. And there's a lot. I literally block 5 a day, maybe more. And there's a big hate group going around, but who cares about them, guys? We got each other. We know where we stand, and we're gonna make this awesome together. So you guys ready to do this? Are you guys freaking ready to go over all of these plays? Because I'm so ready, okay? So yesterday, I called the bottom, guys. I called the bottom. Do you guys want to know how I called the bottom? I called it between 77.91 and 7900, okay? First of all, I drew it right here, 7900 to 77.91, right around here, okay? Beautiful, right there. That's where I called the bottom, and I want to show you guys how I did it first of all. First thing I did was I identified, and these are crucial lessons. You guys must study this methodology, okay? You must study it, you must understand it, so you can prepare for the future, so you can prepare to know when buy zones are, when entries are as well, okay? So I really hope that you guys take trading seriously if you want to take it to another level. And it's not luck, guys. It's, as you guys know, that it's not luck what I'm doing, right? It's a combination of intuition and skill and critical thinking, and that's what I want to bestow to other people as well. I want to share what I know. You know, people, you know, they say that, like, once you know a lot, the best reward is just knowing that you're giving back to something that you love, right? So we always have to pay things forward. So I labeled yesterday 3 support zones. One was here, one was here, one was here. And then the next thing I did was I took a Fibonacci range. I took my Fibonacci tool right here. Okay, so I took Fibonacci right there. That is my Fibonacci right here. Now, if we look at this structure, I'm going to explain to you guys how Elliot wave works first of all. At the end of every impulse move up like that, what I look for is an ABC. So we have an impulse move up like this. And remember that I'm an Elliot wave trader, right? Elliot wave is very frowned upon, guys, by some people and by some traders. But you know what my honest opinion is? The only reason it's frowned upon is because, well, it's very hard to get good at it. Not to say that I'm good at it, but usually we fear what we don't know, in my opinion. And when it's too complicated or they just can't get a grasp on it, why not just knock it down instead, right? And say that it's not a good method. But clearly, it's an awesome method to trade based on all that you guys have seen. So every time we get this right here, what we look for is an ABC type of corrective pattern. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to remove everything. So we look for a corrective pattern like this right here. We go A, B, and C. And what we do is we try to look for very relevant support points, right? You know, it could be somewhere there, it could be somewhere here, it could be somewhere here. And then what we also do is we take a Fibonacci range like this, and we see where is it going to retrace to? Where the heck is this going to retrace to? And then once we find out a very relevant support point, what we like to do is we like to draw our Elliott wave counts in here. And I do it very meticulously, and that's how I'm able to nail these targets, guys. That's how I'm able to nail a lot of these targets, by making sure I'm doing due diligence as well. Now, I'm going to share you guys a secret, okay? I'm going to share you guys a secret for what I do. It's not really a secret actually, but it's the right way to do it in my opinion. So I look for this structure right here. Now, sometimes, you know, sometimes I like to play the bounce on A. It's not a lot, A to B. But what I do like to do is I like to look for this formation. I look for this formation. I like to short it from B until I get to the very bottom. And the reason why I like to short it from B is because of mainly 2 reasons. One, I know it's going to downtrend once the A and the B is formed. And the second reason is because it keeps me on my toes to search diligently for the bottom. So it's a psychological effect as well, which makes me focus. It gives me a lot of focus because I'm now in a very awesome position to short it, writing it down, and I need to time when to close my short position. So that's a crucial thing to understand as well. And this structure right here, the cool thing about the B is it's very easy to spot, okay? It's easy to spot because we get a series of higher high and a higher low. And because of that, we just start counting our waves. And I'm going to show you guys through this summary video of that particular play of how I was able to nail these targets, literally bullseye, okay? It was, look at those green candles, my God, they've gone to the skies, it's a moon, is my dog involved, Luna? So you guys are gonna get lots of spontaneous moments from me, okay? I've always been like that, don't mind it, guys, don't mind it in the least. I'm quite a character is what my mom says, so I took from right here, 77.91 about, to 7,900, and that was my zone. And I'm gonna go over in crazy detail, guys, how I was able to literally nail this target, okay? And I want you guys to learn from these experiences. And I think about a few hundred of you, if not a few thousand, got in on this, right? On this trade that I called. I'm gonna try to look for it actually, if you guys remember. I'm going to look for the beautiful chart that I posted for everybody, so I highly encourage you to maybe follow me on Twitter if you are interested in day trading with me, because I always day trade, right? So right here, this is the chart. I'm actually going to save it, and I'm going to open it up here. Okay, there we go, right there. So the simplest way to look at this chart is that we're testing this support point. If the 382 fib level holds, like, will it hold? If yes, yay, bulls win. If it doesn't, we downtrend to the next support region, which is down over here. And the next support region was 78.50, right? Which was right over here. And this one clearly didn't hold. So my next series of tweets was basically right over here, where I said, we're basically waiting to breach this apex. And as soon as this series of candles formed, guys, I knew right away that we were going to break out of there, right? And I said this right here that I wanted to tip so badly, and this was just about to break up there, right? And we noticed it right there where I said congratulations to everybody where it broke out. Now, another key thing to look for that I was talking about is that this was the bullish scenario. We have to consider the bullish scenario as well, where it could possibly break out. And we also have to consider a possibility of it downtrending to a support, okay? And I also wrote on here that this, well before it even happened, that the correction target is between 77.91 and 7,900, right? Waiting for a leveling off of the fifth wave, hoping for a fifth wave ending diagonal. It's possible to hit second target too, so don't discount it, but this one was a fairly good play. Now, I want to tell you guys something about Elliot wave, which is super important to understand. So how do you know something is very bullish right now? How do you know, okay? This is really important to understand differences in Fibonacci. So Fibonacci retracement for wave 2, it's actually only taken for wave 1. Fibonacci for wave 4 is only taken for wave 3. Now Fibonacci for all of this, for this whole structure, if you guys just take it for the structure of the fifth wave right here, you are going to get yourself into a lot of trouble, okay? So what you got to do is you got to make sure that you do this. You take the Fibonacci from here to there. Okay, now I would like to let you know that if it's very bullish, it will only retrace to roughly right there. If it's not as bullish, of course it'll go down to even lower, like a 0.5 fib region, and even lower possibly, right, to a 386, or sorry, a 618 region as well. And then if it's not as bullish at all, then who knows, it might end up just down tanking even more. So that's some important things to consider. If it retraces only 382, you can consider that as a very bullish sign, okay? Now, I want to let you guys know that I still stand on my correction target between 4,800 and 5,200. This is actually not out of the ordinary for me, like at all, actually. I don't think that this is unexpected. I still believe there's going to be a small rally but the long term, I still not so long at all. I'm talking like in a few, like in 2 weeks about that we're going to end up downtrending to test lower support regions between, first of all 6K and then eventually 4,800 to 5,200. So let's go over the count here. And I want to show you guys how I counted Elliott wave and why I was extremely patient, and how you guys can also incorporate Elliott wave into your day-to-day routine to do this. Now, a lot of people would just say, oh, this is 1, 2, this is 3, 4, and oh, okay, this is 5, right? There's 5 waves, it's got to break out. No, it's not true at all. Reason why is because it doesn't hold true to the Elliott wave rule, and I thought of that. So if you guys notice, wave 4 retraces well into the territory of wave 1, and I don't like that on a 30-minute time frame. Therefore, I have discounted that entire theory, and now we have to count it like that. So I was waiting for the B, and this point was higher than over here. It's almost to the point of reaching to the wave 1 territory. So after this and this was formed, right, I'm sure a lot of people ended up shorting it right there. So I think I did it, I don't remember. And I really can't, I play a lot of positions. But let's say that you were going to enter it after 1 and 2 formed. You put your stop loss slightly higher than the 55 EMA, and then you take your Fibonacci extension tool from the top here to the low point there, and right there. And then what you would do, even before this formed, was you would target right around here. Let me show you guys what it means, okay? Let's say that you have this right here, this wave coming down, just like that. What you do is you take your trend-based Fib extension, start it from the top, go to the next bottom right there, and then you finish it right there where it's finished, okay? And then you would basically short it upon breaking an EMA or the bottom. Then what you do is you just draw a box right here like that, right? Just the 1-to-1, that's it. That's simple, guys. And then target after that is about the 161.8. Super duper simple. And then let me show you guys how that played out, because it was so crazy easy. Look at this right here. Look at that, it literally hit a 1-to-1 extension, literally. And guess what? It also hit this 1618 extension. That's how I knew, guys, that it was going to hit these. So that was a really, really good way to think of it as well. And I'll show you guys more of what I mean. So in this particular play, you could have made yourself an easy 5%, right? Like we're talking about, 5% is a good number, right? It's pretty good number, I'd say. If you're playing just like 2 Bitcoins, for example, that's like 16K, right? You're going to be making a pretty decent amount of money on there, like $80 or something like that on it, right? It's not a lot of money, like don't get me wrong. It's not like a crazy amount of money or anything, but actually it's more than that. Who am I kidding? Let's say you even played 1 Bitcoin, which was say $8,000, and you wrote it 0.04%. You would have made $320 actually. It's a pretty good amount, guys, for day trading. Like very, very good amount. So you take your Fib from here to here to here, and you target there for a 1-to-1, and you can even do it for the lower end as well. But I don't do that too often, but in this one, it just happened to work out. So let's do a detailed Elliott wave count to show you guys how I got that literal bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, right here, and this is 5, okay? That's your 5 wave count right there, right? And because this one was higher than it, I said to myself, yes, that's got to be B. So now, on the corrective wave, I call this B right there. And now what I'm looking for is a C, okay? And the first C target that I chose was right here, based on the 161.8 Fibonacci extension of this wave, of that particular wave. Second thing that I use as my support is this right here, this range right there. And the third thing that I use was my Fibonacci retracement tool right here. So I'm saying to myself, okay, well, if I extended that with an extension, it's 161.8. If I actually took the retracement of this whole structure, well, that's 382. Now, if I actually take a support region over here, that's right around this area. So how could I possibly not think that all of this right there is a major support zone, right? You got to think of it like that. Not only that, how can we also not think it when there's this massive trendline resistance as well, which we don't know formed yet, okay? We're going to assume that we just see this structure right here. Just this structure right there, and nothing more than that. So now we know the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 formed. What I will do is I will take my Fibonacci extension tool, right? And I say to myself, oh, wow, that's actually a good amount, 78.6. So now I've got so many factors, guys. I got this major support line. I got a 161.8 extension from this wave. I got a 382 extension or retracement from this whole structure. And possibly if I extended this trend line, right? If I just drew it down like that. Now we got so many relevant points that says, no, it's not going to happen, right? Do you guys know what I mean? If there were not a lot of support points and the support reasons to hold there, then of course it would have went down. But because we're finding things like the 382 fib region, right, the 786 extension from A to B, and we're also getting the 161.8 extension from this one and this one as well, and because we're using this support from here and we're using the trend line, it's hard to believe it wasn't going to bounce. That's why I'm very confident to tweet these kinds of positions, right? Not only that, if we also look at the symmetry up here, I'm going to teach you guys something really cool that someone gave me a trick on. I forgot your name, but thank you very much for showing me this trick. If you would like to clone anything, don't right click on it to clone and then drag it. That takes a lot of time. Hold down control, click on it, and just drag it. And what do you guys notice? What you guys notice if I bring it right to the top is it wedges by itself right there already. So now you got literally the perfect zigzag that came down. So, you know, just looking at this right here, I said to myself, well, this has gotta bounce here. It's seriously gotta bounce. And surely enough, guys, I know a lot of you guys got in. I was so happy to hear you guys getting in on it. Whew, it was good. Like, I think I made like $200-300 in like 30 minutes or something. It was good profit for me as well, right? I'm not greedy. Those are very small profits that add up to me, but profit is profit, and I'm happy. I take several of those types of trades, and they add up to an astronomical event, or sorry, astronomical price. So yeah, so now that we have the A and the B forming, we say to ourselves, well, where the heck is it going to go? Okay, so I'm going to delete some of this out here. Then what we try to do is count 5 waves, right? I said to myself, wow, that's got to be 1 right there already, okay? Okay, that's 1. This has got to be 2, right? This has got to be 3. That's got to be 5, somewhere around there. Especially if I were to clone it like that, which I did. And I just bring it over, right? Now what we try to do is measure. We try to measure to see which wave is longer, wave 1 or wave 5. So this is wave 1 or wave 3. That's wave 1. Right? Right here, for example, is 354. We say to ourselves, oh no, it's actually the shortest wave. Can that be the shortest wave right now? And then we say to ourselves as well that, nope, it's an ending diagonal, right? It's an ending diagonal. It's okay for wave 4 to be shorter than wave 5, as long as it is not the shortest. Elliot wave says that wave 3 is often the longest and never the shortest. So by deduction, and when this leveled off, I figured, hey, if I clone this part right here, I bring it over to right here where it ended, wow, that's not even breaching it right now. Therefore, since wave 3 is not the smallest, and wave 5 is actually the smallest, it holds true to Elliot wave. So because of all of these factors, guys, that is how we were able to literally nail that bottom with super ninja-like precision. Now, this is not me patting myself on the back. This is me letting you guys know through example. I'm leading by example here, okay, rather than, you know, just talking the talk. I'm also walking the walk right there with you guys, and I hope that you guys know that, okay, that this is not hocus pocus. It has worked out so many times for us already. I guess all that I'm really getting to is I just want to make sure that you guys understand that there's a method, once again, to this madness. And what we try to do as traders is we try to solve the puzzle and just make sense of things that haven't been making sense, right? I think this is going to be my last video today. I'm extremely tired, guys, so I'm going to finish it up maybe when I wake up later in the evening or something. So that's how we were able to get it right here. So then how do we project those targets, right? We projected pretty much every single one of these targets, guys, like literally. And I'll show you guys how we did it right here. So yesterday, we just take our Fibonacci, guys. We just take our Fibonacci tool like that, right? Right here. Actually, I wish I can delete more stuff right now. That should be okay. Okay, now that we confirmed the uptrend, how did we know the targets? Right there, like that. Right there, guys. That's how we knew the targets. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it over a little bit more actually so you can see it. Okay, let me show you guys the targets and how we derive them, because I made a video yesterday also explaining how these targets were derived. So let me try to find it here. Right here. Okay, there we go. So that was the one target that we were shooting for. Do I get it there? Am I doing it right? Hold on. The whole thing there. Give me a second. Okay, so here was the picture yesterday, and this is how we were able to derive these targets, right? We took our Fibonacci extension, and then we used the 382 Fibonacci as our main one, and the 286 as one as well. And that's where I called it a night, because I ended up just sleeping after that. And surely enough, that's what we did. We took our Fibonacci from the point of where the whole wave began to the point of where the wave ABC finished. And then what I tweeted was that, okay, first target is right there, obviously. Second target is right there. I didn't bother doing a third target because I ended up going to bed right after that. But surely enough, it ended up nailing these targets, right, guys? All of them. So what we like to do is we like to take our Fibonacci and we like to use it as targets. That's very important to remember, that we take Fibonacci, guys, once again, from where it began to where it ended, and then we use these targets, and that's how it was really easy, guys, to get it. It was so easy. So once we nail it on the bottom right there, after all those things that I've said, you just ride it to the first point, right? I ended up taking profit there, and then I bought back into here, and then I ended up riding it to there again because I derived all these targets. And I think a lot of you guys followed me into this play as well because of that, right? So now tomorrow, I'm going to talk about, or later tonight, I'm going to talk about this entire structure and give you guys actual targets for what I think is going to hit. I do believe we're in a uptrend right now, but I want to be very clear that I expected all of this to happen, okay? I expected to get to some reasonable number, but based on the extrapolation and the data that I have already, I still stand by my target, guys. So, but we'll have to see, okay? We'll have to see what will happen. I still believe in a deeper correction right now that needs to be tested. So right now, medium term, I do stand a little bit bullish on it, like neutral to bullish, right? But longer term, like in a few weeks rather, or 2 weeks, I do believe it's going to end up being a slightly bear market. So those are my quick thoughts as well, guys. Other than that, I really hope you guys enjoy these videos. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the content as well if you believe that it has improved your game in one way or another, or if you've appreciated it. And if you especially appreciate it, make sure you guys upvote it on Steam it. That's all that I asked you guys to do in return for all this material that I would love to do for you and keep doing for you in the future. So have yourselves a great night, baby whales, and I will catch you sometime later tonight. Take care of yourselves now. Bye now.